Good morning, everyone. My name is Sri Chaitanya, and my registration number is 18MIS0049. I have registered a course called Biometric System with the course code of SWE1015 under the guidance of Chiranji Lal sir in the G2 slot. And my work upon here in this video is to dedicate this to the digital assignment part of my coursework. And the topic which is given to me for this assignment was to talk about one particular biometric modality. So my presentation is on that particular modality called iris recognition. So what are the topics just we're gonna learn from this video, or the table contents of the following topics. The very first one is the introduction to biometric system. The second one is the basic of biometric modalities and types. Third one is introduction to iris recognition. Fourth is the steps in the iris recognition, followed by the applications and examples of the iris recognition, to the followed by advantages and disadvantages of iris recognition, and finally the conclusion of the iris recognition system. So to start off with the following concept, what is all about biometric system. So the biometric system concept includes all the following information or the data within it. So generally the biometric system are the typical cumulative process that which gather the physical or behavioral human characteristics of an individual person. The characteristics which are then gathered or evolved from an individual person, which have been used to digitally identifying a person just to give him grant him the access for one particular application device or an particular system anyways. And third, it can calculate the proper operation and clocking in and clocking out of a process. And it also uses the automation methods for verification and also the recognition of an identity of an individual person. It helps in maintaining a security for a system, which by providing a substantial help in the guardians against the fraudulent attempts. Mainly the functionality is it actually withholds the security, accessibility and transparency. Now just seeing the in-depth working of a biometric system, the very first stage of a biometric system is the sensor, through which the human traits are being emerged or taken as a input for the processing, the output as a permission granting for an application device. So after the input is given to the sensor, the sample is gone to the pre-processing state, where in the pre-processing state the extracted image is processed further to the next stage of the feature extractor, where in the feature extractor the noise which is present in the iris image, maybe the eyelashes or the eyelids or the sclera, pupil, all these are just dismissed and the noise is cleared. And which here the process or the technique which is involved is called as normalization. And from feature extractor stage, then it enters into the template generator stage. So the template generator will actually normalize all the values of the given taken input image and then get this spatial domain to the frequency domain values, and also matches this particular domain values of the template generated from the input will be then matched to the frequent domain images of the input database iris, which are already there with us. And then when the testing is done with the matching of two inputs, we get this matcher of the differentiality or the similarity which is present in between the two iris that we taken as samples, and then the output is then proposed to the application device. And if it's S, we'll be getting the granted to the access for the application device, else will be denied the application. So what is biometric modality? Biometric modality is one among the characteristics of a biometric system, and it's nothing much but just a mere category of a biometric system. It solely depends on the human characteristic traits like the iris or the fingerprint, the palm, the voice. All these are human traits on which this biometric modality depends upon and takes the input from. Normally these general human traits which are considered just now are like taken as an input from for the biometric modality, and then the processing takes place to just obtain the output. If the output is S, the user will get the access to the system. If the output is no, the user will be denied from using the system. So we have different types of biometric modalities, which include theological biometric modality, behavioral biometric modality, and the combination of psychological and behavioral. So combination of psychological and behavioral will comprise of this biometric modality called voice, where the voice has physiological attributes like the nasal cord, the shape of lips, and the base of this vocal cord, all this stuff under the physiological characteristics, whereas it also has the behavioral characteristics like the emotion of a human body will also affects the voice of one particular person. So only the voice biometric modality will come under this particular category of combination of physiological and behavioral system. Now coming to the other two types, physiological and behavioral. So physiological, we have face, fingerprint, hand, iris, DNA, and at behavioral we have keystroke and signature. Now coming to the chosen modality which I have chosen for my in-depth research on one particular topic is this iris recognition. So coming to the introduction part of iris recognition, iris is nothing but it's just an area which resides within our eye, where we already also find a pigmented colored circle which is usually covered by or surrounded by one circular parameter which is in dark brown color or either in a dark blue color. So pupil is one such thing which is present under the inner diameter of the diametis, and pupil is very much influenced by the diameter of the iris. The iris of the specialty of this iris in the human eye is it's very unique, and it has very unique patterns, and it has very random complex patterns from very individual person. So the uniqueness has been the star performer of this iris recognition of a human iris, which had made this to be the best automated method of biometric identification. Now every biometric modality of a process has some few steps that which are followed conditionally just to make sure that the output which we get is very accurate. Similarly, even the iris recognition system has a very few steps included in it. The very step is the image acquisition. The second step is iris segmentation. The third step is iris normalization. The fourth step is the feature encoding, whereas the fifth step is the matching. Now getting in depth to the image acquisition part, image acquisition is nothing but the camera which is just taking input from the iris of the person. So how does a camera takes the input of an person iris into it? So generally the first step included in this is like when a person stands in front of a camera which is just away in the distance, say 1 or 3 feet away, the very wide range of camera calculates the position of the eye, and then there will also be a second camera which zooms into the eye and also takes the black and white image of the pupil. And to make sure that the person is not involving in any fraudulent activities, the camera will then make this illumination shine usage to observe the pupil dilation inside a human eye. And when the iris focuses, the grid formation is done to categorize the grayscale images by using the light and the dark areas of the human eye, which is taken as just a print of iris as the input to the system. Now getting to the second step of our iris recognition system is the iris segmentation, after which the iris sample, after being processed in this acquisition state, then enters into the segmentation state, where we just find that iris recognition system merely needs an noise-free iris for processing, but then when we just capture the human eye iris, we actually get the other parts captured along with the iris called pupil, sclera, or eyelids and eyelashes, which like definitely stands out to be a noise in our image which is diagnosed. So like in the segmentation we generally remove all the noise and make this image noise free. To make this image noise free, we have another three processes which are involved. The very first process is the pre-processing stage, the second is the outer boundary detection, and the third is the inner boundary detection. In the pre-processing stage, the color of the image is firstly converted into a grayscale image just to make sure that it is very well understood and read by the system developed within the whole operation. Coming to the outer boundary detection, like we actually implement an algorithm called Daugman algorithm. The main work of this particular algorithm is proving that iris is in circular nature by calculating this outer diameter range of the iris, like the surrounding area of the iris. Now getting to the last step is the inner boundary detection, which is calculated by the application of Huff approach, which involves the separation of pupil from the iris in the center region. Now getting on to the third step, which is iris normalization. Here the generally we get the segmented iris as an output from the iris segmentation process. Here the segmented iris is then normalized to this normalized rectangular iris. Now how this normalization of the iris is done on a whole. So actually it is transformed to have a very fixed dimensions in order to allow the comparisons with the input images. So we have used like few certain mathematical formulas to just convert this segmented iris to the normalized rectangular iris, where the formula for x1 is given with the x plus r to the multiplication of cosine of f. And similarly we have other mathematical formula for y1 where y is addition to the r to the multiplication of sine of f. In this process, the detected segmented iris is like whole converted to the rectangular image by using these mathematical formulas. So after getting a normalized image, we get this entered to the feature encoding stage. So all this feature encoding stage will generally involve the process of extracting features required for a desired image, and this is followed with the help of tasks named as selection and classification task. So discriminated iris texture information will have to be extracted and enhanced to have correct comparisons between iris templates. So the output with the feature encoding is just a template which is we're gonna merely match it with the input samples that we already have in the database to get concluded with one particular match rate of the two samples we got. And this particular conversion of these templates will actually take the help of DCT technique, which is domain compression technique. So the main work of this domain construction, like the compression technique, is to get the spatial domain of the input image that we have taken, and then by using this compression technique it evolves the frequencies domains, which also can be like matched to the frequency domains of the images in the database. Now getting into the final stage of our iris recognition system, matching. In matching, as the name suggests, we actually match the two templates of iris. The one template of iris which we taken from the user from his iris. The second is the consecutive images input we get from the database of the iris. Generally it generates a two comparisons. One is the intra-class comparisons when the other is the inter-class comparison, and all this comparison will be done by one particular technique called Hamming distance technique. The lesser the Hamming distance is, the lesser the difference between templates. Like to get into deeper note of this Hamming distance calculation, let's say two input images of an iris has been matched with their templates and the Hamming distance we got is 0.4, which does means that 40% is the percentage of difference rate between the two samples. So we can say both the samples are 60% similar. On basing of this calculation, we actually match the two templates that we all have in their hand for matching. Now after learning about in depth of the concept and how does the iris recognition system work on a whole, we now enter into the examples of application of iris recognition system. By listening to the word iris, the very first thing that cling our brain is the application of iris recognition system in our Aadhaar card, which is most popular for every citizen resident in India. So UIDA of our country promoted Aadhaar card, which is a unique ID project for billions of residents across the India. Now uses this application of iris recognition for scanning each every individual iris just to make sure that the unique pattern of iris will help them to eradicate the fraudulent registration of the citizens, just to make sure that no one citizen have two copies of registrations on their name. And the second is the very unique initiative which is brought by the government of Andhra Pradesh for the teachers attendance. So the government of Andhra Pradesh have just made the iris recognition system very important for the teachers, just to keep track of their absence and the presence of them in the school on a particular day. Now coming to the software side, we have the Google company which uses this iris recognition methodology for controlling access for their data centers. And not only this, it's also used in the sector of military, banks, and also this airport. Whereas in banks, this iris recognition system is generally used for making a security arrangement for the cash machines, just to make sure that only the bank authority who is gonna keep cash in the ATM will only be able to access this cash machine with his iris registered earlier to the system. And not only e-commerce sector, not the bank sector, we also had used this emerged iris technology in the use of military uses, where this national borders entry is depending upon the iris recognition system, which they actually consider this as a living passport, so that just to make sure the terrorist cannot enter into the borders of India with any disguise made over him. So the face recognition system or the fingerprint systems can be manipulated by the terrorist, but not the iris recognition system, because iris is one something which is very highly protected deep inside the human organ, which is eye, and it's not very easily damaged, and every iris will definitely have a unique pattern for each and every individual. So this is a very proven successful technology in the implementation of military side. And there are few other countries like Netherlands, Canada, which uses iris scan as a living passport sign, and people, they take this iris pattern recognition from the travelers and they allow them to travel across the country without their passports. Now, after listening to all the application widely ranges where we implement the iris recognition system, now we jump upon to the advantages and disadvantages of this iris recognition system. Coming to the advantages, every person will have a unique pattern of iris recognition system, and the iris which actually lays down deep into the human eye is a very highly protected area of body and is like not very easily damageable. Third is the distinct iris pattern is not at all suspectable and cannot be even managed or manipulated to involve in some theft or loss, or merely no damage can be caused for any particular organization with manipulation of iris system. And the fourth advantage is the total iris recognition system is very flexible because it can be integrated into any other security system of any application device or any organization very easily. Fifth is like the iris pattern has the most stability when compared to all other biometric modalities. Every coin has another side. Similarly, even the iris recognition system also had a few disadvantages, where the where this system proves very unuseful while capturing the criminals, because this generally demands for a very close proximity of iris of the human to the camera, which is not gonna be possible in the case of criminals, because criminals are not gonna come to keep their iris very close to the cameras anyways. In the second loss is the consumption of alcohol can be a major risk for the deformation, and that can affect the accuracy of the iris recognition system. And now iris recognition scanning system is very costlier for this implementation in various normal organizations. And fourth one is like we can't use a regular camera for iris recognition system because it has to implement the illumination for observing the dilation of human iris, which requires an IR light source, and that demands the sensor for very high accuracy search. And last but not the least, the main disadvantage is it's not very suitable for the physically handicapped person, because the camera is set onto a particular height of the wall where a physically handicapped person sitting in a wheelchair cannot reach to the close proximity arena of the camera. Now, getting to the conclusion part of the biometric modality of the iris recognition, I have drafted and taken account into all possible ways and the steps or the process that are which included in the security management of iris biometric system, and came to the conclusion part that iris recognition is one such a system which is very highly accurate when compared to all other systems, but the cost of the implementation of this iris system is very quite high. So only the high range applications in nowadays can use or implement this iris recognition system. So I think the researchers are making a very efficient work on trying to make this iris system cost effective, so that the people can enjoy the safe security range in affordable range in all the possible application areas or the organizations. And hereby I conclude with all my view upon this one particular biometric modality, iris recognition. Thank you.